94 verse 6 and 7 says, "Blessed be God, who has not given us as prey to their teeth. We are like birds escaped from the snare of the fowlers. The snare is broken, and we have escaped." Welcome to Touched by Faith. I am Olufunke O. Just before we dig deep into today's program, here is Pastor Enoch Adejare Adeboye, the General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, bringing to us the undiluted Word of God.
Chapter 12, verse 36, Matthew 12, verse 36, the Bible says, every idle word that a man speaks is going to give an account on the day of judgment. Everything you are saying is being recorded. Everything that you are saying is being recorded. It will amaze you when you read Ephesians chapter 5, verse 3 to 4. Ephesians 5, from verse 3 to 4, that even your jokes are noted by God. Which tells you you're going higher, watch your jokes. So just want to make people laugh, watch your jokes. Oh, are you saying that children of God should not laugh? No. God is a God of joy. There are jokes and there are jokes. But in any case, can you afford to be a comedian if you want to hear the small, still voice? And so, as you are growing in the Lord, the Bible specifies what you should do with your mouth. Ephesians 4, verse 15. Ephesians 4, verse 15 says, "Speak the truth in love." In other words, if you are speaking the truth, do it in love. Oh, maybe I need to add quickly. When I say you cannot afford to be a comedian if you want to hear the small, still voice, don't let anybody interpret that to mean that I hate comedians. No, I didn't say that. All I'm saying is you don't want to spend all your time joking. You need silence when you want to hear the small, still voice. That's what I'm saying. There are things that God will say that you can't hear when you are in noisy atmosphere. That's why constantly you need to get apart to be able to hear when God is speaking. You have to speak the truth in love. Colossians chapter 4, verse 6 says, your speech must be seasoned with salt. That's a way you can say the truth that will make it acceptable to the people who will receive it. The Bible tells us clearly, Proverbs chapter 21, verse 23, Proverbs 21, verse 23, it says, if you learn to keep your mouth shut, you will be keeping your soul from trouble.
Welcome back. I have no doubt that you have been blessed by the word that you have heard. So for the complete of that message, several other messages by Pastor E.A. Adeboye and past episodes of Touched by Faith, kindly follow us on any of our social media platforms. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Android TV. You can also get to watch us at www.redeemersnetwork.tv. Today's testimony is about a king and a kingdom. I would not like to go too deep into it, as we have here on this program today King Abdulrasheed Abayomi Banjo, telling us how God took him from nowhere to the throne.
Well, my name is Alailoa Oba, Assistant Pastor Abdulrasheed Abayomi Banjo. I am, by the grace of God, today the Olokina of Ojo Ijebubo. My province is Ogun 9. I was ordained when I was in Ogun 2 before I became an Oba. Currently, I'm in Ogun 9, at King's Throne Assembly. I was a parish pastor before my enthronement. I was also a Sunday school teacher, even up till now. I was a staunch Muslim, sending people to lesser Hajj and Hajj. And at a time in my banking experience, I had a problem. The problem was that I was retrenched from work whilst I was in one of the banks, and the people that were supposed to assist me, that I was sending out to Hajj and other places, they insisted I should go and bring money, and my wife was a Christian. The people in the church came to pray for me. Within 1 month, I got another job, and I decided that I would serve Christ. It's been excellent. Until 2017, I was a parish pastor in Redeem, and of course, when the late Oba died, they contacted me that our ruling house will be the next to produce the king. And as a pastor, what was my own with kingship? I was enjoying it. More importantly, I was equally a banker, hoping to be the MD of a bank. So why were you coming? But there are ways God normally talked to me. I dreamt, and God said He was sending me down for an assignment. So I picked interest. Not quite after that they realized this is a predominantly Christian community from history. It is equally the community that the GO has been mentioning regarding the late Orimolusi. The late Orimolusi came from this environment. So I could say that the history of the Redeemed Christian Church of God in Ijebubo started from this my community. So I believe my enthronement is a fulfillment of that GO prophecy regarding the community. So they came, and I said, okay, because God had already spoken to me, I developed interest. And after that, they realized that this is already a pastor in Redeemer. We will not be able to join them do one or two things, which I made clear from the word go, because David was a king in the Bible, and I didn't read that he was doing what he was not supposed to do. So they started to wage war. They were very known people in the country. One of them was a senator of the Federal Republic, a director in CBN, so many. Another one had about 200 houses in Ibadan, so many of them. So they ganged up. So when they ganged up, I was still think maybe there was one thing that they needed us to do. I approached them. Our fathers, what were you doing? They said, no, that will not be controllable. I said, okay, if that is the case, no problem. And we started the race. In God's faithfulness, all the kingmakers who are supposed to vote were solidly behind me. Prior to this, God has used me to bring a branch of FCMB where I worked here, and God has also used me to get a number of our people employment while I was in the banking sector. So people were interested in that, and it was now a war, myself alone and them. And of course, you know, with the little things that we have learned in our Bible college and with what our Sunday school teaches us, we are not to fear war. And given what the Bible says in Acts 5:29, where Peter and other disciples were talking, and they said we should rather fear God and not men. So I confronted them. It was a huge war. They formed themselves into groups. The first head of the group was a well-known figure in this country. Each time I would tell them that, look, you are my father, but if you insist, the God of Adeboye will not help me, it means that by the time I am crowned, you will not be there. It is better now. I still need you. I needed your experience on the throne. We could work together, but they insisted. They said no. And I used to sing a song then. My song was always kò sí lọ́wọ́ oṣó, kò sí lọ́wọ́ àjẹ́ ò rárá, gbogbo agbára ò Jésù lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ ló wà, Jésù lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ ló wà o, bàbá lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ ló wà, gbogbo agbára ò Jésù lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ ló wà. The first one went to the extent of reporting me to the paramount ruler that I wanted to bribe him. 2 weeks after that, he was no more. They had another meeting, and they said that okay, they were appointing another head. He was appointed. Some months after that, he died. They appointed another person. They were still thinking it was a child's play. Like I said, the third person died, the fourth person died, the fifth person died. My testimony was only talking about the men that were recognized as heirs. So there were women. In actual fact, the total number of them were 13. But like the Bible will say, when they are doing counting in those days, we don't count women and children. So minus them. And of course, the seventh person had to say, I'm not going to take this assignment, because it's like God is really saying something here. And to the glory of God, God has been faithful on the throne. It will interest you to know that in more than 500-year history of this community, there has never been a time when an Oba will bring the community people together and celebrate. We have been doing that since my enthronement, and God has been faithful.
Orúkọ mi ni High Chief Ogunlari Olúfẹ́mi Adégòkè, the Bámẹ́tò of Ọ̀jọ́wọ̀ Kingdom in Ìjẹ̀bú-Igbó. Olókìnẹ́ jẹ́ èèyàn kan tó yẹ pé mo ti mọ̀ wọ́n nígbà tí wọ́n ṣì wà ní regional manager FCMB. Kò di pé Ọlọ́run pè wọ́n pé kán wá jẹ́ ọba ìlú yìí. Ó dẹ̀ jẹun tó yẹ pé láti ìgbà yẹn ni mo ti súnmọ́ wọn, tí mo ti mọ̀ wọ́n dáadáa, tí mo dẹ̀ bá wọn ṣiṣẹ́ from time to time. Nǹkan tó jẹ́ kí inú mi túbọ̀ dùn mọ́ wọn láti bá wọn ṣe dáadáa ni pé wọ́n jẹ́ Kristẹni tòótọ́, tán jẹ́ pastor ní Redeemed Christian Church of God, tó di pé wọ́n di Aláìlúwà. Tẹ́ bá wo pé even nínú Bíbélì gan fún ara ẹ̀, nígbà tí àwọn èèyàn tí Ọlọ́run fún ara ẹ̀ bá yàn, wọ́n bá jẹ ọba, ìyàtọ̀ máa ń wà láàrin ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n kàn jẹ ọba lásán, tí kì í ṣe pé Ọlọ́run gangan ló dídì pè wọ́n tó yàn wọ́n. Fún àpẹẹrẹ, Olókìnẹ́ láti ìgbà tí ó ti di ọba ìlú yìí, ẹ̀mí àti kóyàn mọ́ra, bóyá àwọn tí wọ́n kọ́wọ́ tí wọ́n lẹ́yìn kan tó di ọba, àbí àwọn tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n jọ du ọba yẹn, ọwọ́ tí wọ́n fi mú wọn fi hàn yí pé wọ́n hùwà gẹ́gẹ́ bí nǹkan tí Jésù kọ́ wa pé ká fa àwọn ènìyàn mọ́ra. And that was one of the reasons why in the parable that one of the sheep got lost and he left the 99 sheep to go and look for the only lost sheep. Tẹ́pọ̀ àwọn èèyàn tó wọ́n pé ṣé ìṣẹ́fẹ́ nìyẹn foolish, but Aláìlúwà àwọn èèyàn wọn pa àwọn ilé wọn ti súnmọ́ àwọn, ṣùgbọ́n àwọn èèyàn tó kù yẹn wọ́n wò pé gbogbo wa lájọ ní ìlú yìí, adẹ̀gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe, àwọn kì í jọba àwọn èèyàn tó tẹ̀lé àwọn nìkan, ṣùgbọ́n ọba gbogbo ènìyàn tí Ọlọ́run dá sí ìlú yìí, àti wípé èròǹgbà àwọn fún ìlú yìí ni láti jẹ́ kí ìlú yìí ní ìfọkàntán àti ọkẹ́ ọkàn wà pẹ̀lú ìlérí Ọlọ́run fún ìlú yìí láti di mímúṣẹ. Ṣé mọ̀ pé tí kò bá sí ìyẹ̀mí ìṣọ̀kan láàrin àwọn àti aráàlú, ìjà léni ìjà lọ́la ló wà máa ṣẹlẹ̀, ṣùgbọ́n pẹ̀lú nǹkan tó wà lọ́kàn wọn, pẹ̀lú àtìlẹ́yìn Ọlọ́run, a rí pé gbogbo nǹkan láìpẹ́ tó ti di ọba ní 2019, oríṣiríṣi nǹkan tí ò tiẹ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ rú nílùú ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀, bíi Olókìnẹ́ Day. Olókìnẹ́ Day yẹn máa ń wáyé ní every September, kò sí àwọn tí ó sì bẹ̀, gbogbo oríṣiríṣi kan ló máa ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Olókìnẹ́ Day yẹn. Olókìnẹ́ praise yẹn la fi máa ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọdún, àdúrà ọdún ní January, first Friday in January ní Aláìlúwà mú tó yàtọ̀ sí pé gbogbo àwọn ọmọ ìlú pátákó àti olóyè o àtọmọdé àtàgbàlagbà la máa pàdé láàfin bí ta máa gbàdúrà fún gbogbo nǹkan ní ìlú kó lè lọ síwájú sí. Ṣé tó bá kí n ṣe ẹni tó ní ẹ̀mí Ọlọ́run nínú, gbogbo irú àwọn nǹkan báyìí wọn ò ní lè mú wá láti introduce ìlú, láti jẹ́ kí ìlú ní ìlànà àti ètò tí Ọlọ́run ní fún ìlú láti lè di pé ó di nǹkan tí ó wá di mímú ṣẹ. Kó tó di pé wọ́n di ọba, báwọn èèyàn ṣe máa ń sọ, kò sí nǹkan tó rọrùn láti gbà, ṣùgbọ́n a dúpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run pé pẹ̀lú gbogbo bí ogun náà ṣe le tó, Aláìlúwà dúró ṣinṣin nínú Olúwa. Wọ́n fi ọkàn wọn sí ọ̀dọ̀ Ọlọ́run pé tí Ọlọ́run bá sọ pé, torí I was fortunate to be with him all through the process. So his belief is if God will it. It's not a do or die affair. Tọ́lọ́run bá sọ pé òun lòun máa ṣe alákòóso ìlú, tọ́lọ́run bá fi ọwọ́ sí, Ọlọ́run á jẹ́ kí òun borí. Ní gbogbo ìrìn yẹn lóòótọ́ kò easy o. Lẹ́tà ń bí election, pẹ́kọ́ tó dìbò, kan tó ṣe gbá àwọn afọbajẹ gbogbo ẹ̀. Tàbí lẹ́yìn ìgbà tí wọ́n tún gbadé gan èní àsọ̀ ọ̀la kìíní, ṣùgbọ́n ju gbogbo ẹ̀ lọ, torí pé Ọlọ́run ló ti gbé ìlànà ẹ̀ kalẹ̀ pé Àbáyọ̀mí Bánjọ bó ṣe rí ní ṣe wà ní òun fẹ́ lórí ìtẹ́ láti lè liberate àwọn èèyàn òun. Gbogbo testimony tó give ní camp ń jọ sí, táwọn èèyàn kan sọ pé àbóyá rọ ni, táwọn èèyàn bá wà ńbẹ̀ tó bá ṣojú wọn, wọ́n á mọ̀ pé wọ́n ò sọ gangan ní bó ṣe rí gangan. Àwọn ọmọ ìlú yìí tó wà ńbẹ̀ tó ń witness ẹ̀ lọ́ máa pé Ọlọ́run lóòótọ́, Ọlọ́run ó ń jà fún yàn, Ọlọ́run gangan ló yàn wọ́n láti wà lórí àlééfà yẹn.
Orúkọ mi ni Pastor Chief Adébísí Ogundero. I'm a proprietor of Mercyland Nostrum Primary School. Equally, I'm a proprietor of Mercyland Model College, all in Ojowo. I'm a chief by his grace, and I'm born and bred in Ijebu. I am from Amitubu quarters. I joined the vision of Oba Abdulrasheed Abayomi Banjo when they started the race. Torí pé he's born and bred, ọmọ Ọ̀jọ́wọ̀ ni. Ohun tó jẹ́ kí n tẹ̀lé wọn ni pé he's very courageous and very truthful. Bí ó sọ pé olódodo amalaya bíi kìnìún, aya tí Ọba Abdulrasheed Abayomi Banjo ó ju ti kìnìún lọ. Wọ́n ṣòkè, wọ́n threaten ẹ̀, wọ́n frustrate ẹ̀. Gbogbo methods tí wọ́n mọ̀ lábẹ́ ọ̀run yìí ni wọ́n lò to deny him. Torí pé nígbà tí ọba tó late, he was part of the committee tí wọ́n ṣe program yẹn. In fact, he headed the finance committee and is the highest contributor financially for the burial. As at that time, wọ́n sọ pé kì í ṣọmọ ìlú because Ọlọ́run wà lẹ́yìn ẹ̀ kí wọ́n tó jí Ọlọ́run ti ṣáájú ó ti ràn lọ́wọ́. Gbogbo ìgbà nomination yẹn ni wọ́n lo gbogbo methodologies wọn. Àkọ́kọ́ ẹni tó bá fẹ́ jọba ń láti kọ́lé sílùú ní gbogbo àwọn tó jọ context yẹn kò sẹ́ni tó kọ́lé ẹsẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ ní kábíyèsí sáré kọ́lé tí wọ́n lọ bá àwọn tí a fi pé who is who in the town tá a fi pa ló máa fi ọba yẹn jẹ ìgbà tó mú kọ́kọ́rọ́ sílé wọn lọ́wọ́ ọ̀wọ́n fún ara wọn ìkànnì wọn ti léètì ń sìn ẹni tó léètì yẹn òun ló sọ fún kábíyèsí pé àwọn òun ṣàfọbàjẹ́ ṣe ni kó ìlọ́wọ́ àwọn kingmakers and gẹ́gẹ́ bí òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba tí òfin kan falẹ̀ instantly wọ́n yẹn kúrò ń bàdàn náà trace àwọn kingmakers yẹn lọ gbogbo ìtókù story ni by his grace nítorí ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run wà ń bẹ̀ all the kingmakers pátápátá gbogbo wọn pátápátá ni wọ́n supported àwọn dẹ̀ ṣe primary wọ́n ṣe town meeting gbogbo nǹkan tó yẹ kán ṣe náà ṣe tí gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì wá láti Abẹ́òkúta and by his grace he won them flat torí pé kò sí kankan náà àwọn kingmakers yẹn kankan tí ò ṣàì vote fún Banjo wọ́n tún bẹ̀rẹ̀ methodology mi etítalẹ̀ 1 etítalẹ̀ 2 kò sí nǹkan tó ń jẹ́ etítalẹ̀ 1 etítalẹ̀ 2 etítalẹ̀ is etítalẹ̀ Ìjẹ̀bú-Igbó Ọ̀jọ́wọ̀ is divided into 4 sí 5 etítalẹ̀ alẹ́dù ó kan àmọ̀tìbú ó kọ́ èèyàn òbù tó yẹ pé wọ́n sí nìyẹn. ìgbà táwọn àgbàlagbà yẹn rí pé gbogbo ọ̀nà tó fẹ́ gbà kò ṣeé ṣe náà ń dárúkọ etítalẹ̀ 1 etítalẹ̀ 2 síbẹ̀síbẹ̀ náà ìfẹ́ Ọlọ́run ó wá sí ìmúṣẹ. torí sọ pé kò sí bí òkùnkùn ṣe lè pọ̀ tó tí ìmọ́lẹ̀ bá ti dé òkùnkùn láti paradà látìgbà tí wọ́n ti dé orí ìtẹ́ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ti wọ̀ ìlú Ọ̀jọ́wọ̀ torí pé gbogbo tí ò kì í ṣẹlẹ̀ ní ìlú Ọ̀jọ́wọ̀ pátápátá ló máa ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní ti dáadáa education torí pé tí ò bá jẹ́ ìmọ̀ ìwé àti ọgbọ́n Ọlọ́run Àbáyọ̀mí Bánjọ oníjọba so wọn fẹ́ education ṣeré àti àwọn àtolórí lọ́dọọdún náà ń ṣe scholarship torí pé àwọn kóta gbogbo bí ọ̀rọ̀ Boko Haram ṣe ń ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí àìkàwé ló fa gbogbo wàhálà yẹn tí gbogbo náà ti fi dàrú táwọn náà bá dẹ̀ sùn lé ń bíbà yìí máa ń du gbogbo àwọn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ tí wọ́n jàǹfààní ìwé ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀fẹ́ lára Awólọ́wọ̀ ọ̀nà ń ba sádà gbogbo education wa jẹ́ ìyẹn ló mú kábíyèsí dìde pé nísìnyí ìlú Ọ̀jọ́wọ̀ réètì àwọn ọmọbìnrin tó tètè ń sáré lọ ilé ọkọ pọ̀ torí wọn nǹkan wọn nílé ìwé tó lórí take it upon ourselves láti make sure pé àwọn ọmọbìnrin yẹn o wọ́n support wọn. fact nígbà tá a ṣe tó kọjá lọ lọ́dún yìí the whole Ìjẹ̀bú North they were jealous of Ọ̀jọ́wọ̀ because of the wisdom bestowed on our kábíyèsí. àti ìparí yẹn ni gbogbo Ìjẹ̀bú North ń sọ pé ṣe ni kò fi ṣe Ìjẹ̀bú North program empowerment lóríṣiríṣi àwọn tó kọ́ṣẹ́ bọ́ torí pé kò sí empowerment kò sí àti ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́ kábíyèsí gádà àwọn èèyàn papọ̀ over 30-50 people ni wọ́n ti rí empowerment gbà. mélòó la fẹ́ kà lẹ́yìn Adépèlé in fact nígbà tẹ́mi máa lọ represent ìlú Ọ̀jọ́wọ̀ ní radio stations ó sọ pé ohun tó bá lè mú Ọlọ́run fi máàpù fi ìlú bàbá Adébóyè sí world map tí Ọlọ́run ti fún wa ní bàbá ọba Abdulrasheed Àbáyọ̀mí Bánjọ with him and with God Ọ̀jọ́wọ̀ Ìjẹ̀bú-Igbó ó máa wọnú world map lọ ọba tó bá ti ń jẹ nílùú tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ ilé wọn náà ti máa ń ṣàfọ̀ kábíyèsí ti put it upon himself now wọ́n ti ralẹ̀ wọ́n fẹ́ kọ́ ààfin tó jẹ́ pé any other person tó bá ti débẹ̀ ààfin yẹn ló máa lò kì í ṣe pé ilé oníkálukú ló máa dúró sí máa pàṣẹ ìjọba tó wà níta yìí kábíyèsí lọ Àbújá wọ́n bá pè pàdé wọn máa lọ síbẹ̀ kì í ṣe torí tara tiwọn tó bá jẹ́ nǹkan táwọn fẹ́ jẹ for now Ọlọ́run ti ṣe yẹn ṣùgbọ́n nítorí pé àwọn tó ń bọ̀ lẹ́yìn báwo la ṣe máa ṣe ṣe ẹni bá ti kọ́ ọmọ níwèé ó ti kọ́ orílẹ̀-èdè níwèé ìyẹn náà mú yẹn ní òkútúdùn empowerment ni o àwọn arúgbó ni o wọ́n fi wọ́n ṣeré àwọn ọ̀dọ́ the same thing kò sẹ́ni tí ò ṣàyè rí i pé ní àsìkò yìí o lọ dé oko all the villages lẹ́yìn yẹn wọn ò fòfin ṣeré tẹ bá mú wọn tẹ bá ṣe nǹkan bá ṣẹlẹ̀ ẹ má bá wọn jà o wọ́n believe in rule of law we go to court even in the Bible kò síbi tí wọ́n ti gbé jọba tí wọ́n contest ẹ̀ dípò ká jà wọ́n máa ń sọ fún gbogbo àwọn followers wọn àtàwọn olóyè láàfin pátápátá ìjà tiwa kì í ṣe ìjà ìṣẹ́ ìjà òfin ìjà ìwé tó bá ní oní issue come and table it káàánú table ti tiwa and láti ìgbà tó ti win ní battle yẹn ló tún jẹ́ kó máa yé wa pé when you win war you will try to win peace. gbogbo àwọn tó sọ pé wọn support wọn tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ látọ̀ àti lọ́sì níwájú àtìlẹ́yìn ló máa ń bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ ìlú yìí belongs to every one of us. síìtì yẹn ọkàn ṣoṣo ni ẹni méjì mẹ́ta ò lè jókòó lé tẹ́nìkan bá dẹ̀ ti lè jókòó lé ẹ̀yin tó kù ẹ̀ máa bọ̀ because wọ́n gbàgbọ́ wípé nobody is an ocean of knowledge. ibi tẹ́mi mọ̀dé ẹ̀yin náà wá contribute torí pé ìlú wa ni. wọ́n tún máa ń ṣe nǹkan kan tó bá ti lè mọ̀ pé ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú-Igbó ni ẹ́ no matter the situation wọ́n á wá ọ̀nà láti make sure pé wọ́n assist ẹ̀. látìgbà tó ti dé orí ìtẹ́ yìí èyí tẹ́mi mọ̀ tó ti gba iṣẹ́ ìjọba through his own integrity. Yes, let me mention this. ìgbà míì wà tó yẹ pé kì í ṣe owó nìkan lèèyàn máa ń náwó níṣẹ́ táwa súnmọ́ kábíyèsí àmọ́ wípé you spend something called integrity èyí tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ju owó nínú pàápàá lọ torí pé orúkọ rere bí èso kó sàn ju wúrà àti fàdákà lọ orúkọ rere wọn yẹn kò síbi tá a bá ń dé báyìí tí kì í ṣílẹ̀kùn tó bá débẹ̀ láti wo látọ̀dọ̀ bá Abdulrasheed Àbáyọ̀mí Bánjọ no problem. lórí pápá tọ́wọ́n ti ràn lọ́wọ́ tọ́wọ́n gan òrùn tí pé wọ́n ràn lọ́wọ́ àtọ̀dọ̀ Àbáyọ̀mí ni wọlé kí ló fẹ́ so ìmọ́lẹ̀ yẹn ṣe ló ń tàn to the extent wípé when he was enthroned to be the king, ẹsẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ tó wà àárín wọn ni ọba Dr. Sikiru Adétọ̀nà sọ fún wọn pé ẹni yìí o kì í ṣe ògo Ọ̀jọ́wọ̀ nìkan o, ògo Ìjẹ̀bú land ni o, and he was made the secretary of Ìjẹ̀bú North Council of Obas. Láti ìgbà iná dẹ̀ ti ń ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ lọ́tún àti ní òsì. Àwọn nǹkan táwa rí nìyẹn nítorí pé wọ́n tiẹ̀ lè dí àwọn àgbàlagbà tó ń sọ pé báyìí la ṣe máa ṣe tó jẹ́ pé àṣẹ kù mọ̀ ni wọ́n máa ń pa àtẹ̀yí tó tọ́ àtẹ̀yí tó tọ́ kò sẹ́ni tó lè dí àwọn. Mi ò fẹ́ dárúkọ èèyàn kankan tó bá ti lè sọ lágbájá ni ẹ̀mú ni wọ́n mú nǹkan ti lágbẹ̀dẹ gbọ́dọ̀ fọlọ́run sí. Nítorí pé ó tiẹ̀ ní lóòótọ́ jọmọdé ṣùgbọ́n ọgbọ́n àgbà àti ìgboyà ẹni tí ò bá dẹ̀ ní Ọlọ́run kò lè ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ṣe. Ọlọ́run tì wọ́n lẹ́yìn àwárí sáìn Ọlọ́run yẹn lèmi náà ṣe design pé màá join ni wọn. Àwọn kan tiẹ̀ pariwo ó pera ní pásítọ̀ ó lọ join ní ọba tí mo lọ join ní ṣe ọba kìfìrí ni mo lọ join ní. assistant pastor Redeemed Church of God kò sí tó ti gbé mọ Redeemed gbogbo àgbáyé kí wọn tó dẹ̀ lè ṣiṣẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ kó tó lè di assistant pastor dájúdájú eléyìí mọ nǹkan tó ń ṣe. Bá dẹ̀ rẹni tó mọ tó bá tẹ̀lé òun náà gbọ́ àwa náà ti gbọ́ àtúntì ń bọ̀ yàn Ọlọ́run kó tó bá fún wa ní ẹ̀mí gígùn àti àlàáfíà ohun gbogbo tọ́lọ́run torí ẹ̀ fún wọn sórí ìtẹ́ yẹn kọ́lọ́run kó jẹ́ kó ṣeé ṣe fún wọn pẹ̀lú ìrọ̀rùn agbára Ọlọ́run. Mo lè sọ nípa kábíyèsí tí wà nìyẹn ọba Abdulrasheed Àbáyọ̀mí Bánjọ ọmọ Akérèbùrú aládé èrè bọ́nàbọ́nà bọ́nran àràkùn lójú ọ̀run gbọ̀ngbọ̀n ẹni tó ń fàjẹ́ lọ tí ò jẹ́ ọmọ olúfọwọ́yẹ̀ ṣe tiẹ̀ jẹ́.
What a testimony. The book of Proverbs 11:8 says, "The righteous is delivered out of trouble, and the wicked comes in his stead." I tell you, that is the God we serve, who will always, like I said earlier, deliver his own from trouble and take them to the rightful place where they are supposed to be. Are you one of his own? This is a question you need to answer. And if you are not, it is not too late. As our Father in the Lord will be making the altar call, please make a decision to give your life to Christ and watch God come through for you in every aspect of your life. I am Olufunke Owu, and I say thank you so much for joining us to this episode of Touched by Faith. Until we come your way again, have a blessed week.
Boy to love, boy to love, you have done what no man has done. Receive all our praise today. Boy to love, boy to love, you have done what no man has done. Receive all our praise today.
Redeemer's Network Television.